Joined by Daniel Cormier, who's fighting at UFC 178 on September 27th in Las Vegas for that UFC light heavyweight belt.
Main event.
First of all, how did you find out the news?
You know, I got up this morning at like 7:30 and I had a text message from Lorenzo. Anytime you have a text from Lorenzo or Dana, you know it's like big news, something's going on. So I called him back. He said, give him a call. I called him back and he offered me this fight.
What was the first thing that went through your mind?
I was trying to kind of play it cool, you know. You don't want to be too like excited. You know, I had my whole knee thing and everything. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to talk to my coaches. I've been doing a lot of TV. You know, I haven't really been training. So I was like, I'm going to talk to my coaches and see what they say. But then when I look at the calendar and I see 9.5 weeks from the fight, you know, it's really no reason to not take the fight.
How is the knee?
It's good. You know, I mean, what was happening was I thought my entire knee was jacked, you know, but I've got some issues with the ACL that I've had for years. The LCL is something new. I tweaked it and before the Dan Henderson fight and in the Dan Henderson fight. So it made my whole knee feel just like in pain. Well, only thing that heals the LCL is time. Now with time, the LCL is better, and now I feel nothing in my knee because my ACL is just as it's always been. So, yeah, I mean, it feels great.
Did you talk to Kane once you got the offer?
I did. You know, Kane and I talked at the gym. And then today, Kane's like sparring like Jon Jones. I'm like, Kane, what the hell is this? Like, you know, give me you. But he was trying to actually throw the little side kick to the knee and just kind of prepare me for some of those things. But, you know, we've got time. You know, we've got time. You know, we're going to start working on stuff, but very confident. Everybody around here is very, very confident.
How often have you worked on things in practice or in sparring with your coaches, with your training partners, and in your mind thought, okay, this is going to be good for when I fight Jon?
Well, I mean, it's every day. Every day, everything I do is in preparation for my fight with Jon Jones, no matter when that would have been. You know, I imagine that it would have been in January or February, beginning of next year, after him and Gustafsson, because I believed he would win the rematch. But it's just sooner now. But again, I've been training for this fight for 2 years. You know, this isn't new. I don't have to start preparing for Jon Jones. Every time I'm in between fight camps, I prepare for Jon Jones, and whoever they give me, I prepare for that person in the meantime.
Yeah, and you guys haven't been the best of friends, though, throughout all of this. I actually was sitting next to you at UFC 148, and you guys had some words, and I don't think a lot of people knew that you didn't like each other at the time. What originally made that happen?
I think it was just some misunderstandings in the initial meeting. We met in Anaheim when Kane fought for the belt, and he said some things just kind of, you know, he just said a couple things like, you know, you look like you can wrestle. Go get cauliflower on the other side. Maybe you can get a takedown against me. And my whole thing was it just came off so off-putting because he didn't know who I was. And I didn't expect him to know who I was. You know, he said something to the effect of, well, Daniel's just mad because I didn't know who he was. I was a wrestler. Nobody knew who I was. It was just like, I didn't expect him to know. He's Jon Jones. He was on the rise at the time. You don't insult somebody to make conversation. I think that initially is what kind of put us on the opposite sides of the track, and we never were able to come back together.
True, he DM'd you on Twitter?
He did today. He direct messaged me somehow. I don't know how he did that. He said, I hope you're ready to come to daddy. So I wrote back, I am, and I'm going to beat you up. And I pressed send, and it said, it can't be sent because the guy doesn't follow you, or you guys don't follow each other. So I'm like, well, I don't follow Jon Jones. Never to my recollection that I followed him. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so, though. Yeah. And I'm like, well, how did he do that? So maybe he followed me and then unfollowed to just leave the message. But it's okay. I just put it out to all my followers, and he'll see it. It's been retweeted 1,000 times.
Seems like people are very excited about this matchup. Most people wanted this originally.
Originally, yeah. People want to see Jon and I fight because they believe that I have a style that can actually push him, you know, and I think that's the reason everybody wanted to see the Gustafsson fight, because we finally saw him get into some trouble. Well, I can guarantee you on September 27th, he'll be in trouble, you know, and he'll be in trouble a lot of times. So we saw his fight in spirit in the Gustafsson fight. I respect him for that. But September 27th, I'm going to win.
Toughest fight of his career?
Easily. Toughest fight of my career, toughest fight of his career. I will never have fought anyone with the skills, with the athleticism, the confidence, and the warrior spirit of a Jon Jones. I respect him as a competitor. Just because I don't like him outside of the octagon does not mean that I don't respect him as a competitor.
Do you think he's going in here to say, like, hey, he's, you know, an Olympian, but let me go out there and show him a better wrestler?
I think at a point he'll try. He'll try to get a takedown. Because when he can't get a takedown, you saw in the Gustafsson fight, he's not very comfortable. He'll fight you, but he's not as comfortable. His comfort comes in his ability to mix things up, his ability to take people down, his ability to stand with you. He needs to be able to do everything. He's a well-rounded fighter, but it's pointless. Don't wrestle. No matter what you do between now and that fight is going to change the outcome of that department of the fight. I'd love for him to try to get a takedown on me. I'll smash his face right into the mat.
Yeah, and I've got to guess that besides wrestling, which we all know you're phenomenal at, you're going to be working on everything. You seem to pick up those stand-up skills, especially the kickboxing, with such ease. I mean, you've grown as such a fighter since we've seen you in Strikeforce to where you are now. Is that just an evolution you want to continue?
Well, yeah, it's a commitment to getting better in every aspect of the game. I mean, I'm fighting Jon. Jon's very good in stand-up. He's very good in jiu-jitsu. He's very good in wrestling. So the only thing we don't know where he is off of his back, but he's well-rounded. I have to be well-rounded.
What are your expectations when you think about the fight? Obviously, it just got announced, so not a lot of time sinking yet, but when you think about how this fight's going to go down September 27th, what goes through your mind?
You know, I haven't lost. I don't have the intention to ever lose. I've said time and time again, you know, I hope to go undefeated my entire career. In order to do that, I have to beat Jon Jones. I believe in that with every part of me, that this is a fight that I can win. This is a fight I expect to win. I know that on Sunday morning, we'll be bringing the belt back to San Jose. We'll have 2 in AK. It's just a matter of time. I mean, I've worked very, very hard for this. And not just here. I've done my entire life. You know, from 15 years old when people are at the lake riding Sea-Doos. I was running in the hot sun in Louisiana, wrestling in the World Championships for cadets. Going wrestling 100 matches a summer. Competitive. You know, I've just done things competitively my entire life to get to where I am now. MGM Grand Garden Arena, September 27th. Me and Jon Jones, UFC 178. I can't wait.
Best of luck. So looking forward to it. Thanks for taking time out of this very busy day to talk to us.
Thank you.